On July 16, 2022, the good people of Osun State filed out for the gubernatorial elections. ActionAid Nigeria was in Osun State to collaborate with INEC and other civil society organizations to observe the election.
The election observation falls under the third objective of the enrich project, which is about promoting transparency and accountability on the electoral process. Currently, for the Osun election, gubernatorial election, we've gotten accreditation for 308 persons whom we've just trained to be deployed to the field on Saturday, July the 16th, to observe the gubernatorial election.
How you that you're going out there on the action, you're going to go out there and tell us exactly what you have seen. We're expecting you to go out there, report back to them what you saw, what went well, what didn't go well.
We have election observers on ground who will be monitoring election in the 30 local government areas here in Osun State, and they are going to be checking. There are lots of indicators which they are going to be checking: early deployment of sensitive materials for the election. They are going to be checking the conduct of security operatives and incidences of vote buying.
So why do we do this? We do this to improve accountability on the process, but going beyond that, the data from the field, helps us to intervene for real-time intervention, on the ongoing process in the field. There are sometimes areas that material don't arrive on time. There are areas that there will not be material at all. There are areas that may be violence and all that. So when we get this information from the field, what we do is that we escalate it through our situation room to INEC, and they move swiftly, to deploy their team to get to such places or where the beavers machine is not working well. So they have to deploy their personnel to get their technical team. So it contributes to real-time, improvement on the process.
And so for the enrich project, it's coming at a time where we need to start bringing some kind of finesse or fine-tuning to the electoral process through logistics management, and which is why I think this project is very, very important at this point in time.
So ActionAid Nigeria, it's so nice working with them, and I learned during the training how to observe an election, both within the state and at the federal level. So I learned how to use the checklist. I learned how to observe and things to observe.
My role as an observer in the situation room, I'll be getting updates from observers on site, and the updates we have been getting has given us a data that is showing that there's a lot of vote buying happening at different locations, different wards. That's been the major challenge we have now.
So coming this far, we have also improved in our electoral processes and elections generally. There has been subsequent review of the electoral laws just to ensure that our democracy is in tandem with what is obtainable, best practices all over the world.
But the overall, after the election, the report we usually get compiled based on the findings from the field, is now used, to engage INEC as an institution. First of all, through a process. We usually have a review meetings, with the authority after the election. So it's where we share our reports, look at the things that went well and area of engagement. And this is what actually contributes in the review of the acts cumulatively. When there's such evidence, it now helps to push for a review of the electoral act. Remember, electoral act should be, reviewed every 4 years.
So I look forward to us generating, ample of learnings, from touching on logistics management from this particular election, and see how that we can, take that learning to other parts of the country, and eventually see how that can be reflected at the national level. I say in Nigeria, where everyone, regardless of status, regardless of economic class, regardless of tribe and religion, is able to enjoy a life of dignity, is able to have their voice reflected in policies and decision making.